Hello guys, another video, car lover on YouTube. Hopefully we'll get some more subscribers. First of all, thank you for the 10 people that are subscribed and the load of viewers. For those who haven't subscribed, please get it going because it makes it look good and you'll be helping me out and I appreciate it. And on to the video today. We've got the MV200 again, the diesel. It's the 1.5 diesel engine. And I just want to talk about diesels for a little bit. Because you see with diesels and everything nowadays, like fuel prices are going up rapidly. Because I'm buying one right now, it's 159.9 for normal. I passed one yesterday that was going on for 170. So as you can see, they're skyrocketing. So the thing about diesels, you see, parts, replacements and all that are going up in price as well. Because it used to be with a diesel particulate filter, it used to be like about £1,000 to buy a replacement. But now, because diesels are being faded out, it's going up to like sometimes 1,000 if it's like a Euro 6 vehicle, because they're more recommended. If you get a Euro 5, it's going to go up to about £2,000, £3,000 for a replacement DPF. And what I need to say about the DPFs really is because I can't get out to show you obviously at the moment, because I'm parked somewhere and I can't get the bonnet open or anything, and the engine's hot. But you've got to think of it this way: you've got the engine and the cylinders, you know, the pistons, and as we all know, they go up and down, rotate, and they push, or they take in, inject fuel, and then they push out the exhaust gases and right down the exhaust pipe out the back of the car. That's how it works on all cars. But on petrols, the only age you've got in the exhaust system is the catalytic converter, which just catches some of the, what's it called, harmful particles and gases, but never gets blocked because they're a different type of filter. But on petrols, there's no particulate filter because the petrols have a slightly thinner fuel than diesels. I think it's lower octane, I'm sure that's how they say it. But yeah, slightly diluted because you've got E5 super unleaded, E10s, the new one, well, the proper one you're supposed to use. E10's not as good on some cars, granted. I've got a Renault Kadjar, and if you use E10 too much, you get the check injection error. But that normally comes on and off. Just quickly about the check injection, if it does come on, just as long as your engine management light doesn't come on, you're absolutely fine, and then it should go off then. What you don't want is the engine management light. Actually, what I'm going to do quickly is just show you what the engine management... Oh, hang on. Keys are over here. Got to find the ignition barrel. There it is. There we go. Engine management. Let's just get it right over there. That yellow one. That's as focused as it will go. But, yep. Right, back to diesels. The thing about DPFs with diesels is because everything's going up in price. DPFs are there made to get hot, so they filter out the soot from the burned fuel. Because once the diesel fuel's burned, it releases it into the exhaust pipe. Because it's thicker, it comes in carbon deposits and soot, and that's just the way it works. So it all comes out through the DPF first. That's before the catalytic converter. And what it does is it traps all the soot and ash particles that are in there, and then lets the exhaust gases go out as normal, less harmful, and that's all fine. But the problem is with the DPFs nowadays is you get them going up in price, as you say, and if you're only doing short drives in these diesels, you will get a DPF light come on. It's normally the picture of I know on some ones like Volkswagens or most other cars, you get like with a little box. I haven't got any paper to draw it or a pen, but you get like a little box and an exhaust pipe on the end and a load of dots, and then probably a message relating to the DPF saying drive. On some cars, I know, like Toyota Land Cruisers, Nissans, as I say, other Japanese models, you get like a similar kind of thing, just a rectangle with some dots, and then some, I suppose, some smoke symbols you could call them, and then you'll also get a DPF message come on. And what the car wants you to do then is for the depending on the parameters of the vehicle, but it'll say you have to drive to get the DPF hot. So it'll say drive on the motorway in whatever gear for quite a few minutes. Like on the motorway, what I did with mine, I had previously had a Volkswagen Golf. It was 1.6 turbocharged engine. It was Golf Plus actually, but I was only doing the short runs with it, so as you can probably guess, it was getting clogged all the time. So yeah, when that light came on, what I did was go down to the motorway, the M5, and you go on there. If it's, pray that it's clear for a change. And it was a 5-speed gear, so I'd start off in 5th, get DPF up to temperature, and then once the temperature gauge had gone up to optimum temperature, which is 90, by the way, or the middle of the gauge, what I did, slam it into 4th, or accelerator all the way down, and then the light would normally go off, and you'd see a cloud of smoke behind you, and that's your DPF all cleared out. So yeah, you've got to keep your DPFs clear because of costs nowadays. Because the cost of like fixing one or replacing one is going up dramatically. So what I advise is, if you're doing it for short runs, that's fine, but I don't know, every 2 or 3 weeks you have to take it on a long run, like keep the engine running for a good hour or so, a high speed, like 2,500 RPM or so, maybe higher, just to keep the DPF hot and burning off all the soot efficiently. And yeah, because as I say, DPFs are getting way too expensive nowadays. What's this? Just a notification on my phone. Anything else I can cover about DPF? Oh yeah, only problem is with DPFs is, which one should I do for? No matter what diesel car you get, whether it's, well, no matter what diesel car you get, even if it's a hybrid, depending on what kind it is, whether it's Euro 5 or Euro 6, you will get ash build-up in the DPF, which will trigger the engine management light, and that's because you can't burn off ash. So if you do get that, and the DPF is clear, because you'll just take it to a mechanic if the engine light's on, obviously, and they'll use the diagnostic tools and they'll know it's ash because it'll say so. But you can't burn off ash. You have to take the DPF off properly and then back flush it. That's how it works in the mechanics and that, because they put DPF cleaner in, flush it all back out and then refit it. It's relatively cheap normally, like sometimes it can be £200, sometimes it can be £1,000. All depends on what brand, what kind of DPF, what type it is, Euro 5, 6, whatever. And yeah, but let me just make it plainly clear, Euro 6 diesels from like 2018 onwards, it should say on the vehicle description, they will get the ash build-up message probably sooner, because the Euro 6 sensors on the DPF, because you've got pressure sensors, they will flag more quickly for high pressure, and they also have particulate matter sensors, so if any kind of soot or material is passing through on the outside, it will flag up a message saying all kinds of stuff like DPF efficiency, DPF cracked, efficiency below threshold, ash build-up, anything like that. Euro 5, you're probably less likely to get it because the sensors are less sensitive. This particular one's a 2013 1.5 DCI, so it's a Euro 5. And we're on, what mileage are we on? Let's have a look there. 116,499 miles with the original DPF. But yeah, all I'm trying to say now is keep the DPF clear if you can. Subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you on the next video.